Thank you very much, Dr. Soumya, and a very good morning to all of you. It indeed is a pleasure to be here and share some of our thoughts and experiences in this very important forum. When you speak about a global forum on TB vaccines, the contributions of research, the contributions of new technology development obviously play a very important and pivotal role. And when we talk about this whole sector, the role of the Department of Biotechnology, of the Ministry of Science and Technology from the government becomes crucial and critical. And I will, in the next couple of minutes, try and share with you what really has been our role over the last many years in creating this whole ecosystem, which can then take us forward on this important mission, which India is a key player of, and as the other speakers have said, set ambitious targets for ourselves. To be able to set any ambitious target for ourselves, excuse me, we have to be confident of having this ecosystem which backs us to take it forward. The Department of Biotechnology, which is the key ministry within the government, which is responsible for all policy and research development, capacity building, has over these years created this ecosystem which gives us the confidence. We have today examples in which we have been able to deliver some very interesting products. We have examples in which we've developed capacities in terms of human resource and infrastructure, and some very important international collaborations which then have been able to take us to the next step. Looking at our whole strength in targeting specific diseases, our whole example of polio eradication gives us the confidence that if India could do that for polio, I'm sure there are other important diseases which we can target with the same mission mode approach. Coming specifically to what the Department of Biotechnology does in the last couple of years, as I've said, it's been over 30 years since we had a separate Department of Biotechnology. We are in a very unique position of being able to invest over 70% of our funds in extramural research that we support across universities, research laboratories across the country, various institutions, be it from the ICMR, be it from the private sector, we are working with them as partners. We have our own autonomous institutions, which again, more than 50% of them are engaged deeply in the areas of health research and targeting basic research, translational research towards product development. The Biotechnology Department, of course, does support across all sectors, be it healthcare, agriculture, industrial, clean energy. But specifically targeting the healthcare sector, as I said, we've had some very interesting examples that we've taken forward. Most of the areas that we work with are in partnership, be it partnership with the institutes and the universities we work with, be it in partnership with the stakeholder ministries and the organizations, or the international partnership. And in the last couple of years, our major focus has been on the industry-academia partnership, promoting that to see how we could deliver these results further. In the area of healthcare, our focus has been right from the vaccine research, delivery, drug development, drug delivery systems, looking at the whole area of medical devices. So all aspects of healthcare research, as I've said, from basic to translational to product development, where we focus on the prevention, the diagnosis, the cure, and then seeing how we could look at important priorities of health needs within the country and target those. We have had some very interesting partnerships in the area of vaccine research. Our most important partnership has been our Indo-US Vaccine Action Program, which has today been able to deliver through the partnership and through the research that has been supported our important flagship rotavirus vaccine, which is a success story which all of you are aware of. It began as one of the research aspects of the Indo-US Vaccine Action Program. Under this important collaboration, we have many other activities which we've taken on. They're working on vaccines for dengue, for TB, for malaria. We are looking at important areas of vaccine development, and that comes under this Indo-US Vaccine Action Program that we are taking. The report consortium for the TB, which Dr. Soumya spoke about in such details, was an initiative which was funded by the Department of Biotechnology through the Indo-US Vaccine Action Program in partnership with many collaborators and partners, ICMR being one of our important collaborators. And today, it's seen as one of the important aspects that we are supporting. And as Dr. Soumya said, India was pioneer. We moved into different other regional such consortia being set up. And within India, the number of sites, we see them expanding. And very shortly, we'll see that spreading to other areas as well. The partnership that we have had for promoting this whole area of healthcare delivery systems for the industry academia have been very crucial for us. We have many of the centers which have developed research under funding for support from DBT, which have worked with the industry, and as we all know that India has some of the best vaccine manufacturers in the country, globally recognized, because a lot of vaccine manufactured globally is manufactured within India. This strength that we had of the research and the manufacturing, we've tried to bring that in, and many such partnerships have done very well. We are taking this partnership forward, and while building this whole ecosystem of looking at support that we provide for research to institutes, to laboratories, the component that required, again, support, and in the last 5 to 7 years, we focused on that, was this whole support to the R&D within the industry, and more importantly, to the startups and the entrepreneurs. And that is how we set up our own independent arm, a wholly owned company of DBT called BIRAC, the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, which focuses on supporting the startup ecosystem. Because if we look at any new research today, the ecosystem is incomplete unless we have these startups and entrepreneurs as a part of this whole enterprise. And biotechnology has to be looked at as an enterprise. And this component, which was key to the translational aspect, has also been supported. It gives us the confidence today that we have all the players within this ecosystem available, and we move on. The recent initiative, which Dr. Soumya also mentioned, was the National Biopharma Mission, which we have very recently announced. It's been just about 6 months. Last year in June, we got the approval of the Government of India. It's funded 50% by the World Bank. We've got the World Bank clearances. This is the first time that we have a major mission which has been announced for research for biopharma development. We've set out, again, ambitious targets for ourselves, but it's important when you're doing research to have these ambitious targets. We have looked at new vaccine development, which will be targeted by the end of this mission. We've looked at new biotherapeutics, which would be developed, and more importantly, also the medical platforms for medical devices and diagnostics. The key component and what differentiates this mission from any normal mission program that we would support in the terms of multilateral, multi-institutional collaborative programs is that not only does it accelerate the research into product development, but it actually is going to facilitate the development of that whole ecosystem in terms of setting up of shared infrastructure facilities, which are very crucial for accelerating any development, for providing the networks with the international experts, for looking at the skill development. You need excellent human resource skill development. And one area where we have targeted for skill development is this whole area of clinical trials. We are looking at establishing clinical trial networks. We're looking at establishing translational consortia, which would do knowledge generation. And I think in April, we are now targeting what Dr. Soumya had initiated, the network with the NIH to do a whole clinical trial capacity building training workshop, where we'll have more than 100 of our researchers trained in clinical research. This is just one example to see that this is going to help us to accelerate our development. So skill development is very important for us to see as we move on. We have many other partnerships in other areas of vaccine research and related TB, the whole area of AMR, which is again very important for India, very important for DBT. We have many networks and many important consortia, be it with the Indo-US consortia that we've established for AMR, which again with ICMR we have. We've also done other international collaborative work on AMR. We have a collaboration that we've done with the UK for AMR. We have other partnerships with the Wellcome Trust, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and very recently we also became partners to the Longitude Prize, which was instituted by NESTA for supporting young innovators to get into AMR research. I think that's again one of our high priority areas. Looking at other components of innovation research, which would then help facilitate not only the vaccine development, but the delivery systems. We have now very recently, with the Gates Foundation, announced two major grand challenges. One was our grand challenge on TB diagnostics, which looked at initially just looking at the adherence aspects. Now it's looking at diagnostics. And we've also looked at the other component of seeing how we could look at data integration, data collection for immunization. So this, in a nutshell, is to let you know that the DBT works in partnership with all organizations. Our thrust is not only on new research, but ensuring that we have deliveries. And lastly, to end, I would like to just mention that DBT is one of the key partners with the ICMR in the TB Research Consortium. We look forward to taking this ahead with a focus that has been given not only through this TB Research Consortium, but the focus that has been given in our national health policy and the announcements made by Ministry of Health on TB research. We are committed to take our research forward, and DBT stands as one of its key partners through all these various collaborations that we do. Thank you very much for your patience.